What's your best "this isn't what I signed up for" moment? I enlisted to be a tank mechanic. Grew up fixing cars with my dad. Figured the Army would be similar. Just bigger engines, better benefits. Basic training was what I expected. Physical conditioning, weapons training, following orders. Got shipped to my first duty station thinking I'd spend 4 years elbow deep in engine grease. Week 3, my sergeant calls me into his office. "Jackson, you're being reassigned." "Where to, Sergeant?" "Mortuary affairs." I stared at him. "What's that?" "You handle the fallen. Process remains. Prepare them for transport home." My stomach dropped. Nobody told me the Army had a department for dead people. This definitely wasn't in the recruitment brochure. "There's been a mistake," I said. "I'm a mechanic." "Not anymore. Your psychological profile shows you handle stress well. You're detail-oriented. You respect protocol. That's what we need." Turns out mortuary affairs was critically understaffed. Iraq and Afghanistan were producing more casualties than anticipated. They needed people who wouldn't break under the psychological pressure. First day at Dover Air Force Base changed everything. Watching flag-draped coffins come off transport planes. Families crying in the terminal. The weight of it hit me like a freight train. My job was processing personal effects. Going through everything soldiers had with them when they died. Letters from home. Photos of kids. Wedding rings. Lucky charms that weren't lucky enough. Every item had to be cataloged, cleaned if necessary, and returned to families. Sounds simple until you're holding a blood-stained photo of someone's daughter and trying to clean it without crying. The worst was the letters. Soldiers write letters home before dangerous missions. Pour their hearts out. Tell their families how much they love them. We had to read everything to make sure it was appropriate for families to receive. One letter from a 20-year-old private to his pregnant wife. "If you're reading this, our baby will never know their daddy. But I want you to know that every day in this desert, I thought about holding our child. Please tell them I died protecting the freedom they'll grow up with." I went to the bathroom and sobbed for 20 minutes, but it wasn't all heartbreak. Sometimes we found things that brought comfort. A soldier who'd been carrying his grandfather's pocket watch. A Marine with a photo of his dog wearing his dress blue hat. A sailor who collected coins from every country he'd visited. These personal items became bridges between the living and the dead. Ways for families to feel connected to their loved ones one last time. The hardest cases were the young ones. 18, 19 years old. Kids who'd barely started living. I'd see their effects and imagine the futures they'd never have. College degrees they'd never earn. Children they'd never raise. Lives cut short by roadside bombs and sniper bullets. But something unexpected happened after 6 months. I realized I was providing something sacred. These weren't just dead soldiers to me anymore. They were someone's son, daughter, husband, wife, and I was ensuring they came home with dignity. Families would sometimes write thank you letters to mortuary affairs, telling us how much it meant that their loved ones' belongings were returned properly, how a clean uniform or a carefully preserved photo helped them grieve. One mother wrote, "Thank you for treating my son like he mattered. The way you folded his uniform, the care you took with his personal items, it showed me that strangers could love him too." That letter changed my perspective completely. I wasn't just processing remains anymore. I was honoring lives, ensuring heroes came home properly. Did 2 full years in mortuary affairs, processed over 300 fallen service members. Each one taught me something about sacrifice, honor, and the true cost of freedom. When I finally transferred back to vehicle maintenance, fixing tanks felt trivial. How do you get excited about changing oil when you've spent years handling the sacred duty of caring for the fallen? Got out of the Army in 2010. Became a funeral director. Same mission, different uniform. Still helping families say goodbye to their loved ones with dignity. People ask if I regret getting pulled away from my original job. Honestly, best thing that ever happened to me. Taught me that some duties are higher than personal preferences. I signed up to fix machines. Instead, I learned to honor souls.